Ladies and gentlemen of the House, I thank you once again for a spirited, passionate debate. And one of the benefits of being the majority leader is you get to go last. So I get to hear all of the debate. And I don't want to reiterate stuff, but I want to address some of the points raised. Much was well said and well deserved about Representative Donovan's efforts and how hard she worked. All of it true. But what wasn't said is not only did she work passionately and tirelessly and effectively, she worked with class and dignity and respect. And Susan, I commend you for that. It's not just getting the job done, but getting it done well and in the right way. We can all learn the way Representative Donovan, Susan Donovan, worked hard. Many points were made about I want to just quickly address and then get into the overall part of the bill, and I don't want to belabor the point, but the reason that this bill has a clause regarding the Department of Labor training is not to prevent someone from going to court, but giving them an avenue which is easier, faster, and a lot less costly administratively to correct a wrong, to go before an impartial state agency, the Department of Labor and Training, and file a complaint. It's expensive, it's time-consuming, and it's difficult for a lot of people to go to court and retain an attorney. This gives them an administrative avenue that they do not need to be represented to try to correct a wrong. Other parts that were addressed tonight regarding preemption. Representative Walsh was talking about City of Providence, and they have in their ordinance a different penalty and a different mechanism to seek redress. But I will tell you that whenever there's a conflict of law in this state, state law will always prevail over a city ordinance or a city charter. It's a supremacy clause in our Constitution. And why that's important and why that's there, I remember several years ago, I think I was a freshman in this building, and the City of Providence passed a hotel ordinance which required a minimum wage for people in hotels, but not just hotels, but even restaurants. And the analysis I want to make is the Starbucks in the Biltmore would be paid a certain wage, and the person who worked at the Starbucks on the east side in Wayland Square would get a different wage. And that's not fair to the employees of the Starbucks in Wayland Square. And it's not fair to the business community. Because we're a small state, ladies and gentlemen. We have 39 distinct cities and towns, and we can't have 39 minimum wages and 39 remedies to problems and 39 set of laws. Representative Rangel-Vassler said that she knows of a student who gets up at 11 o'clock at night to go to work so he can help support his family, and that is admirable. But I say, thank God that that man has a job to go to help support his family, and I give him a lot of credit for that. But if we go too far, too fast, there won't be any jobs. There won't be jobs in Rhode Island. Any compromise regarding a significant piece of legislation requires input from all sides. We are now in Rhode Island starting to move forward after many years of decline. We have been last in all of the national rankings regarding a business community and how we operate here. We're starting to change that. Things are turning around. The best thing we can do to support everybody in Rhode Island is to create high-paying private sector jobs. So while we talk about this bill strikes a fair and compromised balance to ensure that people who perform equal work get equal pay without an overly burdensome regulatory process being imposed upon employers. We heard from the business community and employers who want to pay workers a fair and equal wage. This act gives the businesses time to rectify their pay practices without imposing a costly reporting requirement or defending meritless lawsuits, all of which drive up the cost of doing business in Rhode Island. I can't remember who said it, but the Providence Journal had an editorial today. And I say this respectfully, Mr. Speaker, colleagues, to all of our colleagues in the Senate. Their bill was probably a little too much, a little too fast. I think this bill is a fair compromise. It strikes a good balance, and I think it moves the ball forward. We can address issues as we go forward, but I want to commend Representative Donovan for what she has done. I urge passage of this bill as amended.